everybody, what is up? It's your boy Nix the Outlaw back again for another video. Now, today's video I'm actually going to be talking about some of my favorite tools in the garage. And I got an assortment of different tools. I got some ratchets here, and I got some flashlights and stuff like that because these are kind of, in my opinion, my favorite tools in the garage, including a new ratchet I got that is become more my favorite. I also got a ratchet here that is just bizarre. I have yet to even use it. I don't even know if it works, or how well it works, I should say. So that is what we are going to talk about in today's video, because these these tools I feel are very nice tools to have. There is one tool, well, technically two tools, in this whole slew that I have yet to use, but the whole thought premise behind it I like, and I think will be useful. And those are actually the two tools we're going to start off with, is the ones I have yet to use, just because I think that's a great place to start. I want to start off with the Bizarre and the Twisted of, this one is by Kobalt. It's a 3-in-1. I think the dude that gave it to me said that it's like $70 brand new or some crap like that. I'm not sure. All I do know is this thing is definitely bizarre, to say the least. That goes that way. It's got a quarter, a half, and a 3/8. Definitely a little bizarre tool. Definitely a tool I don't know if I'll ever actually use or not, but it's still a nice thing to have in my toolbox, just kind of be like, hey, look at this weird thing. The next thing I'm going to talk about is this. Now, for those of you who do not know what this is, it is a little ratchet. This one actually happens to have a quarter on the one side. I didn't know that. I don't even know if it took and said it on any of the things that was on the case. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. But what this does is, on this other side, you stick your screwdriver bit in there, and then you can use this to tighten up screws, loosen screws. And my whole thought process with this is, main reason why I like this is tight spaces, and also screws that you really can't seem to get a good push on. I'm thinking with this, I'll be able to push up with one hand and be able to really torque it. And that's kind of my whole thought behind this. I did test this. This works with all my screwdriver bits I already have. But so far, I have yet to use this, but I cannot wait until I find the job to use this. Because I bought it after I struggled with a screw, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to finally bust down and buy one of those. Now, speaking of small ratchets, this is the newest guy to my toolbox as well. Which, this is a 3/8 mini ratchet, but you can actually stick extensions onto the end of it and make it even longer. And of course, you know, you can stick extensions onto the head of it and be able to reach where you need to. And it actually has a little push release. This thing has found its way into me using it more than my other ones. I originally got this for a CO2 sensor because it's small enough to be able to fit in tight spaces. And it's especially becoming one of my favorite ones in the whole garage just because it's so versatile. Literally, if my hand can fit in there, I know this thing can fit in there and normally be able to have enough room to be able to move. Not much, but hopefully enough to be able to do the job. And of course, I've talked about this guy before. I don't think I need to go into any discussion with this, but extension ratchet, I don't see how I ever got along without this. This thing is just beyond great, and if it wasn't for my new ratchet, I would probably use this thing even more. But the nice thing also about this ratchet I can put extensions onto the end of it is I can make it as long as I want to, and I've already put a lot of torque and pressure on this thing trying to remove a CO2 sensor, and didn't break this little guy. So far he is really one spot in the toolbox. Next thing is these new flashlights I got. This one I especially like because, of course, it's got the flashlight on the end of it that's very bright. But for those of you who do not know what this is, I don't even think it's going to show up on camera right. But this is a warm light, I think is what it's called. And then it's got the regular LEDs, and then it's got the whole shit and caboodle. But the warm light, what it does is allow easier light for when you're working on something. And this is magnetic, and it does swivel all sorts of different ways. It's got a nice hook on it. And this one is actually rechargeable as well. I don't even remember how much I spent on this guy. But I've been needing flashlights, better flashlights for underneath vehicles and stuff. And this guy and this guy definitely fit that bill. Now, as you notice, there is tape on the handle because this is where the batteries go. And every time this thing dropped, the batteries would go phew, where they want it to. But the one thing I like about this is it's magnetic and the head does swivel. But on top of that, it's got this really slim profile light that I can kind of sneak in where I need it to be and be able to take and see what I need to see. Or it's got the regular LEDs on it, and it's got two modes, dim and then bright, on this main strip here. And I like this thing just because of the design of it and just how it sits. I can literally stick this onto my workbench if I wanted to and be able to use it as a little light to be able to do little things if I needed to. I love this guy. Whew. Sorry if I'm being a little bit quick in this video. I don't mean to be, but I'm just trying to get a video up as I've been busy as all get out. From working on vehicles to doing construction, it's been a mess. The next thing I'm going to talk about that definitely I think you guys already seen coming is these guys. I will take and tell you real quick. I know I did a quick update on this in a video I took and did called my shop. The head has gotten looser, but I have definitely probably put way more torque onto this guy than what it is rated at. And I've actually used it on a couple of vehicles now. Had no issues with this whatsoever. I want to say I think this is the guy I used to take a starter out with. It handled it phenomenally, put it back in. I had to get different sockets. I had to get swivel sockets because I never used swivel sockets, but I finally found a set that I actually like. That seemed like they actually do way better of a job than the ones I'm used to. I will take and show those in a future video. And then, of course, this guy. I don't know if I've used this as much since I got the electric ratchet, just because the electric ratchet is meant to do everything that I need it to do, and then some. This is just what I pull out when I really need to get some mean torque on something. So definitely those two have earned their spot in my toolbox, as well as the rest of these. I haven't noticed any drawbacks with these flashlights. I haven't even noticed a timeout or nothing. The only thing that I don't understand yet is on the back here, it's got lights. Actually, hold on, y'all. I think I might understand what that is. That might be the charging indicator. By the way, y'all, I did not read the instructions for none of these flashlights or anything. I just literally ripped them out of the package and went about my day. Okay, yeah, it is a charge indicator. So it does have a charge indicator. That's really nice. But what it did do when I actually was using this is when I would turn on certain modes, the lights would be blue, and then it would take and turn red. I think that might be like an indicator how much battery I'm using or something. I don't know. But per example of me not even reading the instructions, this one also has a hook. I didn't know. And it's magnetic as well. I didn't know. Because again, I ripped these out of the packages, threw the packages away, and was like, hey, if this ain't magnetic, it'll still take and do what I need to do. come to find out, it is magnetic. So it's a win-win all the way around. I'm going through some issues with the shop right now. Not getting into detail, but if everything goes better than what it's going right now, hopefully if the customer agrees to it, because I'm not going to say I can just welcome myself to video a customer's vehicle. I did a one-off of a customer states just because they got the vehicle in that condition and they didn't even know half of what was going on with it. I will take and put that video up eventually too, but that video I did just because I had to take and show it, because I'm surprised that vehicle was running at all at one point in time with how much wiring was done to it. I did, however, fix it, got it running. All it took was a simple starter and new battery connectors. Battery connectors might have fixed it, but that starter was really bad anyways and really weak to begin with. So it was a good thing to replace that. I ain't trying to think of anything else. I can't think of anything else I did to that vehicle that was of utmost importance. I did, however, take and show the guy that his woman owns a vehicle that I worked on as well, and I fixed their back windshield wiper blade, because I'll give you all a quick tip at the end of this video real quick of whenever you're installing blades, wiper blades, make sure they click. I know it's difficult, especially on some models on the back blade, because how they're designed, they're just a pain, but make sure it clicks. That's all you gotta do, is just give it one good tug sometimes. I know I've done a no-no and put like a screwdriver or something in there and pulled it to make sure it actually clicks into place. Because if you don't click it into place, all you're going to do is cause your customer to scratch up their window. Or if it is your personal vehicle you're doing it to, you will scratch up your window, because that was the issue that we're running into with it until I actually clicked it into place, and then, well, now all the wipers are working. I think that's all I got to talk about in today's video, so I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of all my future uploads. And this has been Dixie Outlaw, and I'm signing off, y'all.